I'm still learning, and I still got a lot to learn. And every season I learn more and more and more. So, I mean, because what works in one aviary might not work in another aviary.
Good morning, y'all. It is, kind of a cloudy day. Wonderful spring weather. It's been so warm lately. Woke up a little bit overcast, and I've been really busy going nonstop with the kids, you know, field trips and good morning, guys. Field trips and just normal homeschooling business. But Ben has been here at home holding down the fort. And good morning, Kevin. He's just, yes. Oh my gosh, so many squirrels. He's amazing. And he's had a couple of little trials and tribulations that he's come up with solutions for here on the pheasantry, and I want to highlight them. He doesn't realize how cool it is the way that his brain works, and that people would want to share, or not share, that people would want him to share and learn from his ideas and what he does. So I'm gonna head out this morning and start with feeding the babies and go say hi to my boys. And then I'm gonna track down Ben and make him show y'all some of just his ingenious ideas. So let's get going. Good morning, baby girl. You gonna help me feed the baby some eggs?
Yeah.
Here, will you hold this?
Yeah. Daddy says I do it shaky.
Your daddy said you do it shaky.
And that I don't record at the face, I record at the ground.
Good morning. You want to peek in there and say hi to Gravy? Gravy and his mama have taken really, really good. Here's some egg babies. Oh, you hear her telling him to come get some food? Hi, good morning, baby.
It's Gravy.
Oh, he knows about egg. Gravy is so cute, and they have become quite a pair. I'm glad that this experiment worked. Oh, you're a good mama.
Guys.
Pretty soon, we're gonna get him out here in the yard. Oh, and then here we have
the chunky biscuit.
Oh, I love this little group. You gotta get in here, get a good shot, Lorelai. Hold on, I'm gonna tip the camera. There we go. Now come in there and get a good shot of the babies. This is what you call a hodgepodge.
Mama.
Can you name the different birds we have in here, Lorelai?
The big chunky one is an Easter egger.
Yeah.
And the two big black ones, not that one that just came up, are wing dots.
Wine dots.
Wine dots.
Yeah,
Wine dots.
blue lights, wine dots.
And the other black one is Turkin.
Yeah.
And then the other two brown ones are what type of pheasants?
Those are the swinhoes.
And then the three little small ones are snowflake quail.
They're a special kind of snowflake quail. What color are they?
White. White?
They're the snowflake. We have been trying very hard to get some snowflakes. Okay, come on out. Well, I certainly can't ignore this. Before I head out to see my boys, we're gonna let the goats out. Adrian's not feeling well this morning, so we'll let him sleep in. Good morning. I know, good morning, baby goat. Here's Cleo, who we think is pregnant. Oh, sweet girl. Adrian has the wonderful opportunity to AI his goats. Uh-oh. We gotta go get more hay. So he AI'd Cleo. And we believe she's gonna give us some babies, huh? You want some breakfast? Okay, let's go find you some food. I would say that it's much quieter now that we've got the goats fed. But Kevin seems to be throwing a temper tantrum that the sun's not out. Come on, Kevin, it's not raining. What are you fussing about? Good morning. Here's the girls. Hey, go honeys. Miss Strawberry? All right, I'm coming, Pedro. Singing me a song for your treats? I'm gonna go lazy this morning and just toss it to you. Okay? You enjoy and share with the girls. And waiting by the gate as always. Hello, Mrs. Tragapon. Here you go, sweetheart. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I tried to do something and it did not work.
Yeah, I'm wondering why they're not all up on you for the strawberry.
They flipped out because I brought the GoPro in. Immediately, not even Mrs. Tragapon wants a treat.
Oh yeah, you gotta put in a fake camera in here. I did.
Really?
Yeah.
They're not
They
afraid of
think
big
the
old
GoPro
me?
on a little tripod, they think it's like an alien or something.
Well, I guess they get their treats for free this morning. Well, here's the main man. Let's go say good morning.
Look what I got going on. Look what I got going on.
You need a third hand. Is that tea for me?
There's your tea.
I didn't have hands this morning because of the strawberries. Thank you.
There's my feed.
So,
Coffee.
coffee. Caffeine. We need caffeine.
Caffeine, yes.
So I started out by telling everybody how I've been gone all week and you've been holding down the fort and how I've just been really impressed with some of the innovations that you've come up with and that I was going to force you to share and highlight your amazingness.
Oh yeah. I'm always full of amazingness.
Amazingness. So let's head over to the Lady Amherst pen because that's the one I'm most proud of. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, good morning, girls.
First, we must feed the girls.
I've been treating everybody except for the girls.
Oh yeah, get a shot of Kevin up there.
I did. He's throwing a temper tantrum because the sun is not out.
He likes to sleep in like my wife.
Did you hear that dig there, guys?
Come on, girls.
Not all of us go to bed at 6 o'clock, honey.
I wish I could always go to bed at 6 o'clock.
Good
I
morning.
won't be able to soon though.
She has pretty neck feathers. It looks like she has a necklace with that black. Yes, you, sweetheart.
Oh, the black lacing?
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is the feathers in front of it or above it are missing due to breeding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that why it stands out so prominently?
Yeah.
See, I find this happens a lot. I notice something with the birds that I like or that I think is cute, and it's always that something was wrong and I didn't understand.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I have you to keep me straight.
I spent entirely too much time out here with these birds.
Just a little bit.
Just a
But
little
they're
bit.
amazing. Oh no! Looks like the Silky went and took a bath.
Oh my god.
Are you having a rough morning, sweetheart? You look a little hard metal today with the spiky hair. Uh-huh. Give her some treats, Dad. Where she can see
Come here,
them.
little mama. Here. Come here, you weird looking bird.
There you go. Really? Don't be a bully.
Oh,
Okay, well, you squirreled.
squirrel.
I've already been out here with the birds a while, and again, I have to leave.
Okay,
So I'm gonna go to Lady Amherst pen. So why don't you start by telling everybody what the problem was?
Oh yeah, the first Lady Amherst eggs of the season.
Which he's
well,
always
they
so
broke.
excited for.
So when you have an egg that's broken inside of a pen, any bird in that pen will eat the egg, and it's a bad habit because once a bird eats an egg and sees how good it tastes, then they're after it. Then they want more of that, and they'll lay their own eggs, eat their own eggs, and then you have a bad habit, So you got to
Sorry,
break them of that
pause.
habit.
Does anybody else immediately have that song playing in their head?
What?
Bad habits lead to late nights and then alone.
I was actually thinking of Linkin Park, breaking the habit tonight. I'm breaking the habit today. I'll break it right away. I don't play. That's what we get down here.
Our brains. So, wait, it's this pen over here. Let's go show them what you did.
All right.
Good morning. I'm gonna let you go in because they don't like me.
Oh yeah, here.
I've been trying with strawberries, but they haven't quite become friends yet.
Oh, I forgot to mention, we got an egg out of Mrs. Tragopon. But
You didn't tell me!
It was her first egg, and the shell was very weak. I gotta throw some more oyster shell in there. So it cracked on the ground. Now, it wasn't eaten by her, or eaten by her. Anyways, I found it this morning, cracked on the ground, picked it up, got rid of it. Anyways, so yeah, so.
See, when I'm gone, I miss all the good news. That's incredible.
That is incredible.
He has been doing his dance. We just needed her to do her part. Did she lay up in the nest like you had planned for her?
No, and it's her first egg. Her first egg.
Well,
ever,
it's her first
ever, not
laying
just of the
season, right?
Yeah.
So
first
it's,
laying
well,
season.
she's gonna be.
So sometimes it happens with the hen's first egg. They will lay it when they're sleeping at night. They'll lay it on the ground. They'll lay it anyway. They don't know what's going on. Sometimes they're scared, just like our peahens. They didn't know what was going on.
It kind of has to be kind of scary.
Point being that she's on a roll, and we gotta put some dummy eggs in there. Anyways, so that leads us up to this point of what we're going to talk about with the Lady Amherst.
And the dummy eggs. So
Yes.
let's show them the dummy eggs.
Okay.
So what is the point of the dummy eggs? I know that
Well-
we use them with the layers because it like makes them think that their nest is safe even though we've taken their eggs. What other reason do we have for the dummy eggs with the Lady Amherst? Because they obviously can't go and hide their eggs, so they don't care where they lay.
Now, I noticed last year these same girls were laying eggs, and they didn't eat them. So they haven't developed a bad habit. I think they got cracked in here somehow. Anyways, they ate their own eggs. But what I did is I put some ceramic brown eggs in there, regular sized chicken eggs in there. Then I put a couple white golf balls in there. We even have a yellow golf ball that I put in there. And I have some in their nest and then some laid out on the ground. Now, these birds, especially the ceramic eggs, when they bite on that and they keep biting on it, it kind of hurts them. You know, it feels unnatural to them. So
It's like
they don't want to
putting
do that.
it's like putting painted strawberry rocks in a strawberry field so the birds don't eat the strawberries. They don't like the feel of pecking at the rock. At
Yeah. Or they'll find it, a waste of time.
Good morning, bear. Well, and I thought that they had, if you guys can see,
Yeah, I don't want to go in there. They'll just rot.
he's got the eggs all lined up along the wall there, and I thought that they had scooted them out of the nest, but of course, again, I'm wrong. And you had laid them all along there. Why?
Just so that way, because sometimes hens won't use the nest. They'll just lay them anywhere on the ground. So if they lay them anywhere on the ground, they'll know those are useless too. If I just put some in the nest, they'll be like, okay, the ones in the nest I can't eat, but maybe the ones outside of the run I can. Well, anywhere they go, they're going to see these eggs and be like, okay, this is not working out. And my plan has worked because I've already got 3 eggs in the incubator from them.
Nice. See, he's such a genius. And then also, there's a whole lot more boards here than there used to be.
Oh, that's the other thing too, is that it is dark back in there. So the eggs that are in there in the darkness, when they lay the eggs in there, they're not even going to be able to see their eggs, or see them that much. So they can't like pinpoint it out like, yeah, just lay this egg.
Plus, I bet they like the fact that they can lay in the dark. Like, it feels safer, right? Like, in the wild, wouldn't they find like a dark bush and just makes it feel a little safer? They really don't like us being here.
Yeah.
Dramatic.
They don't like change. I could be out here by myself and they'll be fine. But
you see, that's him blaming me. I've been trying to do the strawberries and get them to like me.
oh no, they're just being spazzy.
So what's Kevin's issue? Why is Kevin being spazzy?
Why is he being
I don't know if y'all
spazzy?
can see him up there in the tree.
It
Right
just takes a while to get out of the tree. Right?
there. It's because he forgets he's a bird. Kevin! Plus he sees everybody else down here getting treats. He's looking. So that was stop 1 on our Celebrating Ben tour. I thought it was really cool. Obviously I'm learning right along, but the way that he first discovered the YouTubers and the homesteaders and stuff was Googling, how do I do this, or GQF incubator or stuff. And so now what I'm hoping is when somebody searches help, my birds are eating their own eggs, they'll find us and this video and get to learn some tips and tricks. Kitty face off. What are you doing, guys? Oh, no. Bear's ready to pounce.
Oh.
Did we hide behind the bush, guys?
Look at that.
brothers.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, do it. He's ready to pounce. Fritters is our bruiser. Big fat tank of a bird. Again, I'm not going to sit here all day waiting on you guys. Meow.
Gosh.
Okay, so beginning of the season, there's beginning of the season, there's always not necessarily a learning curve, but you know, the first eggs get broken, or the first chick is too weak, or the humidity is not high enough. There's ants. So there's always just, huh?
Another ant video.
I know. Well, they should have just seen that one, right? Yeah. Anyways, it can be hard and it can be disheartening, but especially when you're waiting so excitedly for your lady amherst eggs, and then she eats them. But to persevere and to go through it, and just to learn, and we got the brooders already, and this year we put sand in them, which I can't remember if we always did. Hold on, gotta set down my tea. Oh, I will forget that somewhere, I promise. The electrolytes in the water and the boiled egg every morning, huh?
Yeah.
We got our egg babies, hello. But if you'll look, you can really see how the food just stands out against the topsoil, so they can tell the difference. Lorelai already came in here with me this morning, and we said good morning to everybody. But literally, instantly, when we switched to the topsoil, we haven't lost another baby, huh?
Yes, that is true. Okay, now a couple tips that I want to share with y'all is that you see this Tupperware lid, or whatever kind of lid it is.
Plastic.
This is good to get your freshly hatched chicks started, because I mean, yeah, we have the bigger feeder here for the bigger chicks that can get in there and eat. But for the younger chicks that just started or just hatched, having a small plate like deal or a Tupperware lid, a coffee can lid works too. Anything you can tap really helps. And even if they don't come to my sound,
when they hear the other ones eat.
When they hear the other ones eat off of it, it attracts them. So, I mean, to put some crumble here, some chopped hard-boiled egg on there, just get them started off right. Now, these higher ones right here, a lot of the baby chicks won't jump up in here. They don't know that's food. To them, it's just an obstacle. They might even try to avoid it. But, yeah, and the topsoil, you did learn it is darker. So the contrast between that and the and their food, I mean, their food really sticks out, so they'll peck at that. Now we had sand in the other brooder, like my wife was saying, but it I think some of the chicks ate it. We lost a few. I know I've used sand before in the past, but this year I've noticed a significant difference in the topsoil and sand.
I'm sorry, did the turkey just come get that spider that I saw?
He probably did.
He did. Which is another genius thing that you've done, putting a couple of chickens in here, because the chickens are just so feed driven that they immediately teach all the babies to eat. So you have really mastered this, and I'm so excited. This is just this is like the first pancake of babies. We're gonna, the first pancake, it's the first batch, you know, we're learning on it a little bit, and there's just a couple of each. Pretty soon here, gosh, by the end of the season, we should have, what, 4 brooders going? With lots of babies.
So, something I just realized while we're making this video, okay? Now, we're new to quail, right? I mean, last year was the first year that we hatched quail, and it was only 1 batch. Now, those quail, I did brood those on topsoil and not sand. Now, this year, we did the sand with the snowflake bob white quail, and we lost a few on the sand. We switched out that to topsoil, and lo and behold, it worked. So that's what I just discovered. I realized, because I know I used sand before in my brooders without much of an issue.
The quail.
With the quail, you know, I wouldn't do sand. Even with peafowl too, because they like to eat off the ground, or turkeys. So I'm thinking topsoil is the best bet if you want to brood chicks on the ground. Now, if you brood them in a box with some shavings or whatnot, I think you'll be perfectly fine. But our method is for what we got going on here, that's what we're going with. So we're brooding on the ground. So topsoil for chicks overall is best. Another thing I want to touch on before I forget, because I will forget, is why we like to brood on the ground. Well, I'm a strong believer, and if you start chicks right off the ground, they build up antibodies and they get used to your soil and your your land, you know. And chicks, I'm sorry, but chicks that do survive will be hardier than those that were raised on wire, you know. I also like to breed for resistance, disease resistance breeding, meaning birds that we've raised here, if they survive on our soil, they'll reproduce and produce more like themselves, ones that can handle our climate.
You can't breed towards the weak. It's
Yeah.
I do the same thing in my garden. I don't put like the some people put perlite down because it holds in the moisture and it lets the plants push through easily. I want the plants to have to work to get through. I want the strong plants. And honestly, you know what I realized as you were saying that, raising it on the ground? We raise our children that way. I am that mom that let my kids out there be playing in the mud. They're building up that immune system.
When me and my sisters were little, my uncle used to tell my mom, you want strong kids? Let them play in the dirt.
It's
you know
true.
I mean?
There's so much there, and the science is there. They've discovered the science is there. Getting out and working with the dirt in your hands it's beneficial to your health. I mean, not just physically, but mentally. And it's the little bit of a harder route, but it's the harder route to a better stock. Okay, sorry. I realized we just switched locations and everything, but our arms were dying, like having to do I may be a millennial, but holding the selfie camera up for 10 minutes is a really long time. So what were you saying?
You were talking.
Seems like I'm always talking. I'm sorry. No, I was just praising you and your amazingness and your knowledge that I think it's so many times when you know something and it's just, I mean, you've been raising birds for decades now. We won't go into your age, but he's been raising birds for so long that it's just second nature to him, and he doesn't realize the little tips like putting in the ceramic eggs will help with egg eaters, or that when you're losing chicks in a brooder, you know, change out this. I would have never thought to change out the soil. It's what they stand on. And I want you to realize.
Well, I'm going to be the first to say
incredible.
that I'm still learning, and I still got a lot to learn. And every season I learn more and more and more. So, I mean, because what works in one aviary might not work in another aviary, and it throws me all off, and I think, well, I thought I had this figured out. And the point is, or the fact is, that I'm still learning so much. And
that actually perfectly leads into the third thing that I wanted to highlight.
Yeah.
You made a change this year. You've had, the red golden pheasant has been in the Pentagon pen for I think since we started. We had the red golden pheasant.
Oh yeah, everybody knows my red golden pheasant and the rock.
Yeah, no, it's always been in that pen. And this year we changed it and you put him over by the yellows, and it's just dramatic, the change in the birds. Why?
No, you know Mr. Electric, he's always been on fire. He's always been on one. He's always been a showbird. We go out there and he dances for us. But I put Boss next to him, right?
Who has always been a pain in the butt to take pictures of. He does not really dance for us. Yeah,
and then Electric just went off on a trip, you know. I mean, he's still a good bird, you know. And then Boss, he came to life. He like blossomed, you know, in his temperament. He kind of just like, his personality just like flourished, you know, because those two males that were never housed next to each other, they fed off each other. They're always talking smack to each other. They're always trying to outdo each other. And so now they're more lively. And what I've learned is they can be a little bit of a butt toward the hens, because they have been a little bit more aggressive, a little bit rougher. I mean, yeah, you'll get the little feathers behind the girls' head missing, and but there's even been bleeding because they've been, you know, being just a little bit rough. Now the girls are fine, they're laying fine, you know, they're just, I think they've had it with these boys. So I had put up a cardboard piece between them two, so that way they couldn't go up on the poles and just face off at each other. Even when they could and get to each other, they wouldn't even fight. They would just sit there and stare at each other with their capes opened, like, you know, like you move, I move, you make your first move. It was like an old Western, what do you call it?
Standoff.
Western standoff, yeah.
But see, and you know what's so funny is because I hadn't even thought about the issue that we had with the hens. I was just thinking about how it brought them to life being next to each other. But right there in that tiny little segment, you guys can see he tried something new, had to readjust because the boys, as much as it brought them alive and made them better to take pictures of and dance more and everything, they got a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too like the guys in the gym. So he readjusted again. And
how was that?
So you readjust it again, and all it took was you put little, we'll go show them, but you put little pieces of cardboard up just so they can see each other, they can hear each other, but they can't get like really up in the face with each other.
Yeah, and it mellowed them out a little bit.
And now it's perfect. Now the girls are happy and the boys are active and vibrant, and I admire the way that you are always adjusting and learning, and it can get so frustrating. I have to...
Here's a tip. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but if I don't share these tips as they come to my head, I forget them. And if I keep rambling, what was I talking about?
A tip.
A tip. Oh, yeah. Okay, guys, how we moved Boss and Electric, or Boss over there by Electric. Now, any sudden changes like that, don't do right before breeding season. Do it, you know, in the fall, maybe when they're molting or something. Do those sudden changes way before breeding season. I think I hit it a little bit too close to breeding season. That's why they were just like, oh, you know, it's on. It's like total chaos. But yeah, I think they would have been a little bit more mellow if I did it like late summer last year.
Do birds have testosterone?
Of course they have testosterone.
You say of course.
You have testosterone. Everybody has testosterone.
I know humans, but I just didn't know when it comes to animals, because that would make sense if you put them together when their like testosterone is like at the highest. Then they're like, wah! So that means even next year it's going to be even better. Well, I'm sorry, but that's what they were doing. Like if you could see them with their fancy dances and it's like if you took, okay, here's the analogy. It's like if you took two guys right after they had like a crazy big workout and they're all pumped up and veiny and muscly, and put them in front of a pretty girl, then they're just gonna act dumb.
Those hormones are just gonna go crazy. The testosterone levels are gonna rise. You know, remember that movie with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg when
stepdad?
I don't know what it was.
I think it was stepdad, but
Will Ferrell was like sterile. He wasn't able to have kids until Mark Wahlberg came into the picture, and then Will Ferrell's like testosterone went crazy, and they found out at the end of the movie, oh, now he can have kids. Well, you know, having two males like that can do things. You know what I mean? It's
which
competition.
Which one of them's Mark Wahlberg and which one's Will Ferrell? I would say Popeye is probably more like the Will Ferrell, because it brought it out in him a little bit too. You
guys know what movie I'm talking about. It's a pretty good movie. I think I want to conclude this on what you were just saying, always thinking of the positive and stuff like that. What gets me sometimes, I'm guilty of it, I'll admit it, is that every year I say there's always next season. There's always next season. Well, this season was, and I say this every season, this season was supposed to be my season, okay? And then when I have setbacks sometimes, I am like, you know, okay, I'll just get set up for the next season, and then it's like, it's a never-ending cycle, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna take this and learn from it and put it in a positive way, saying, okay, don't get frustrated and don't think, okay, there's always next season. You know, just learn from each season, you know?
Here's my Susie Sunshine right there. It automatically comes out. Number one, this season is the next season, and we have grown from last year. And number two, you're always telling me that you have to be moving forward. You have to always be improving, right?
Always improving, always.
That's the good thing about next season. There's always room to improve. There's always more to learn. If you nailed this, if you were perfect at it, it would get boring. So you may not have your perfect season right now, but
you know what?
Oh my gosh, do you hear the goats?
My 3 signs of development and growth that keep me happy: more pins, 1, more eggs, 2, more species, 3. If I have that every year, yeah, I'm moving ahead. I can be happy with that. And then I stop and think about it. Yeah, I am a lot bigger. I have grown a lot more since last year. So that's a good thing. Sometimes I just want to grow so fast. You know, my brain is always going.
Well, the problem is the more that you grow, the more that you open yourself up for problems. And you have to look at it that way. Like moving on to the monos and the harder birds, there was more of a learning curve and more of a loss. So again, it's a 3 steps forward, 1 step back. But it's good, and you were amazing.
I can do that, the 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You know what I can't deal with? Plateaus.
Yeah, no,
flat line.
He
I hate
always
plateaus.
wants to be learning.
But yeah.
Sorry, when you guys see us do that, it's tapping the camera so that we can see ourselves and we haven't gone off screen.
Yeah.
And sorry, but
so any final words you want to say?
No. It was nice to spend the morning with you. I thought, how ridiculous is this, guys? I had to schedule this in. I had to tell him, hey, at 9:30 this morning, I want to do a video. And it had to be, I don't have my watch on. It had to be at 9:30 because I have to be ready to go by 10:30 and go to school and to the chiropractor and just, I like my calendar. I'm one of those people with all the rainbowy colors on the calendar. So
I like that how sometimes you get away from talking about birds and you talk about us. That makes me think, you know what is cool about us is that sometimes we're different. Like what she's talking about, I'm totally different. I have to go with feeling. You know, if I'm not feeling it, I can't do it. So I have to go with how I feel.
The moms out there, please, the moms out there, you understand me. Not even just the moms, the stay-at-homers, there's a new term for it, the default parent. I am the default parent. I have to schedule things. I wish so bad that I could just go with my feeling. But
you know what my feeling is? You know what my default feeling is?
More birds.
I set my default to happy. So that way, no matter what's going on, and I have to reprogram my brain and say, okay, I got to snap back into reality, go back to default, go back to being happy.
We've done a lot of chatting this morning.
Yeah, a lot of chatting.
Sorry guys, we're a bit chatty. But thank you for spending your morning with us, and thank you for being amazing and sharing your tips.
Yeah, I mean, little things like the eggs, you know, having a different size egg, different color egg, and just throwing out in their pen. It messes with the bird's mind, so they don't know which is the real egg, so they just probably won't eat any eggs. Just little things like that. We can't ramble
anymore.
Just like
really
that.
Gotta let them
That's just
go.
an example.
You guys have a wonderful day.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh wait,
can't wait till we do live. It's going to be so much fun.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe and notification bell.
Ooh,
because oh yeah, one more thing. We are going to commit to one video uploaded on Friday at 3 p.m. But of course, there are going to be other videos. So
surprise videos.
So
spur of the moment, non-scheduled videos.
So you'll miss those if you don't hit the notification bell. And I don't mean to do that on purpose to tease anybody. It's just sometimes, like I said, I just go with how I feel. If I feel like making a video, I feel like editing a video and uploading a video, I'm gonna do it. Just like all those crazy shorts.
You can't stop him. He just does it.
He can't be stopped.
Okay, we have to shut up. I love you.
Kevin! 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 Kevin!
Dramatic.